final stages of the mind-controlling cordyceps fungal infection. The fungus takes over its body and forces it to climb, so it can release spores and infect the next victim.
I want to be like sound negative.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
I'm an outdoorsy man. Love nature. But I ain't never seen a spider web look like this. Like, what the f is that? Is that even a spider web? Yeah, it's a funnel spider. That shit looks like gel. Has anyone else ever seen anything?
World designed to make you fat, sick, and miserable. You might say, well, why would sodium, which has no calories, make people fat? Even though it's an essential nutrient in small amounts, in excess quantity, it's associated with hypertension and not to mention obesity. Think about it. You take a tablespoon of it, it's an emetic. It'll make you throw up. If you take enough of it, it'll kill you. It's because...
This video is only hundreds of years old. We were so more advanced than what we think. History is a complete lie. They are covering up something. This is definitely some sort of anti-gravity technology used by the ancient Tartarians. History is his story.
When the government puts it right in front of your face, just like this, it makes it more obvious. This is in the George W. Bush Airport, and it's showing a flat earth map with the tree of life in the middle and a dome over top. Exactly what we're telling you. Look at the continents. Look at how different they are. This is in a government building, guys.
Who they are, you just have to listen. Everybody tells you exactly if you're supposed to be with them or not. They tell you. You just have to listen. Their body language, certain that they say, they let you know. Listen, don't with me. I'm bad for you. You just have to listen to that. You give people the benefit of the doubt. You try to believe that they're going to be a good person, and you try to believe that this has your best interest at heart, and then it fails every time.
Did we just step back in 2021? Because for the first time in years, there are more people out of work than there are jobs available. They said the job market was strong, right? They told us that the companies were hiring, right? They also said that the economy was steady, but that's all a lie.
This is pure magnesium, and this is why compasses only point to the north direction. They don't work in the south because this is too far away. Once again, guys, let's look at some more government organizations here. The United Nations, Flat Earth Map. The World Health Organization, Flat Earth Map. The International Maritime Organization, Flat Earth Map. World Meteorological Organization, Flat Earth Map.
In all my years of living, I have never seen nothing like this in my life. What is this? I'm gonna thank every tree doing this now. I thought that was the wind blowing the pans or some little cone things. Nah, fam. Look at, nah.
What are those? Have 3 hearts and blue blood, but the reason why will blow your mind. 2 hearts pump blue blood to their gills, while the third pumps blood to the rest of their body. But here's the crazy part. When an octopus swims, its main heart completely stops beating. That's right, every time they swim, they're basically holding their breath and risking their life. This is why octopuses prefer to crawl along the ocean floor instead of swimming around. Their blue blood uses copper instead of iron, which makes them terrible at carrying oxygen. So they've evolved with 3 hearts to compensate for their inefficient blood system.
Why is this in your food? Banana cream pie was baffling to me. I swear to God, this has 60 ingredients. Vegetable oil, soybean and palm oil, mono and diglycerides, yellow 5, yellow 6, soybean oil, titanium dioxide. It's banned in Europe, by the way. The European Food and Safety Authority, which is leaps and bounds ahead of what the U.S. is doing for food safety, found it, quote, no longer safe to eat, based on hundreds of scientific studies showing that it has genotoxic effects, meaning that it has the ability to damage your DNA to the point of leading to cancer.
But now we understand that the inland taipan is the most venomous danger noodle on planet Earth, even recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records. Inside that creepy little body is enough venom to take out 100 full-grown adult humans, or 250,000 mice. But not only do they have the most potent venom on Earth, they also have the most complex venom on Earth. It's not a neurotoxin, it's not a hemotoxin, it's not a myotoxin, it's all of them combined. And their venom contains an enzyme that pushes the venom through your body faster.
Oh, Michael Jackson was exposing the music industry about how the songs that you sing are like a mantra, and it gets absorbed and you start to turn or act like that song. Oh, tell me more. Michael Jackson tried to expose how songs are like an actual programming, same as things on the television, how it can program you into doing things or saying things or thinking things a certain way. Same with the music that you consume. It can actually alter your brain chemistry.
Cult organization. We're working behind the scenes to manipulate the way that people think. The war that we are waging is a guerrilla war on the human mind. And we use musical frequencies, the dominant frequency, which I've referred to before, and symbolism and imagery to awaken dormant aspects of the human mind. And what we're waging is a cultural war right now on every front, in music, in literature, utilizing the media against itself. And we're using music because that's the instrument that young people respond to right now.
1923, and most people will say either relativity or E equals MC squared.
Right.
But in fact, he won his Nobel Prize for the work that he did to articulate and quantify the photoelectric effect.
And the photoelectric effect, again, is, can you explain that just briefly one more time?
In the very simplest of terms, it is the process by which light becomes electricity.
Right.
He also, in that paper, defines light as part particle and part wave. So you can see the particles of light striking certain materials like selenium or cesium, and that causes a disturbance in the electron orbits of those atoms that causes electrons to spin out, and from that you can create an electrical current.
I'm negative or whatnot, but what's good with the devil? What does that mean?
Well, the devil is like, I'm not what people think. Like, he's like, people come to me, but I don't go to people. Like, devil's not like, oh, I'm gonna tap on you and like possess you. Devil's like, I don't do that. So the stereotype about the devil is not true. Devil's like, people come to me and they ask me for things, but I'm gonna get something from you. If you want to say, I want to manifest $50 million from the devil, and the devil's like, okay, I'm gonna give it to you, but I'm gonna get your ass in a car accident to get you that $50 million.
It's like to sell your soul thought.
Yeah, basically.
Where's the devil? Is hell real?
I don't think hell's real. No. Devil's on a different, like,
in his own realm.
It's a different dimension, different frequency.
Yeah.
Brown had gained international attention for creating Plastiline, a solar-powered reactor that uses microwave pyrolysis to convert plastic waste into usable fuels like gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. The breakthrough invention positioned him as a rising figure in grassroots innovation. Before going silent, Brown shared an alarming video with his 1.8 million followers. In it, he claimed he was being threatened, hinted that he was under surveillance, and warned viewers to record the message. He described unusual activity around his home, including what he believed to be a helicopter monitoring him. Soon after, his accounts went offline, sparking rumors that he had either gone into hiding or been silenced.
Like to live with a hole in my hand.
Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel and I was born with a congenital condition in my hand that resulted in a hole in my palm. And I know what you perverts are thinking. I don't do that, okay? Without fully developed tendons, I have limited movement in some fingers. I can't really articulate my pinky, my ring, and middle finger, but it doesn't stop me from trying to play the piano.
This piece off here and put it over here. And now you see, the United States is no longer in the middle of the map. Right. Now I did this with a major record company in New York City, I think in 1970. And an older man stood up in the back of the room and said, "Now Elliot, you've gone too far." I said, "What's your problem?" "You can't do that with the map." I said, "Well, actually you can." He said, "No, the United States isn't in the middle of the map anymore." I said, "The United States never was in the middle of the map. You need to realize this depends on how you draw your map." And then I pointed this little fact out to him. South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland. Even though it doesn't really look like it. No, it is. South America is actually 9 times larger than Greenland. Crazy.
Protests have erupted all over the world, and a lot of them are revolving around one issue, and that's immigration. First, we have Australia, and quite literally all over Australia. Hundreds of thousands of people have all come together to march to end mass immigration, and even the farmers are mad at their prime minister. I mean, he literally got ran out by tractors. Now, this was fueled by a different issue, but still around the same time. We then go to Japan, where some of the busiest streets were flooded with protests against immigration and also against their new program, which received major backlash, to pair 4 Japanese cities with 4 different African countries. The UK also protesting immigration, and I'm sure you've seen some of the clips online, but these are getting fueled by some very controversial stories about asylum seekers. We then go to Indonesia, and I've gotten a lot of messages to cover this because things here are getting violent, but it's...
Last night, Indonesian police have officially opened fire on civilians. They did this following instruction of our very own president telling them to seriously act on the so-called anarchist protesters. The authorities cut down the lights in that area. They assaulted journalists who were live streaming. They made sure no one was there to document or to live stream what was about to unfold. They banned TikTok Live, which means they take away our only source of raw, unfiltered, real-time update on what's been happening on the streets. They also restricted national TV from broadcasting or covering about the anti-government protest that's been happening. All this started because the members of the parliament, the ones who are sitting comfortably, have the audacity to dance and joke around while the rest of Indonesia is crumbling.
Break this down for you. Most people don't even realize electric vehicles are a threat to everyone's safety. Because if people actually knew what's put inside each of them, no one would purchase electric cars again. Because psychologically, we've been conditioned to believe that electric vehicles are the future of freedom and new technology, as if swapping gas for a battery plug makes you more sophisticated. Because the truth is, every electric vehicle is powered by a massive lithium-ion battery, where if it overheats, it can trigger a chain reaction and set the entire car into flames. And because these vehicles all run on computer software, they're vulnerable to being hacked and can ignite the battery to self-explode. Which means this was never about innovating transportation. It's about building the perfect weapon for mass fear and control.
Why? Google Vault 7. It will knock your socks off. There was a CIA computer engineer named Joshua Schulte. He was apparently a disgruntled engineer. He didn't like his boss. He didn't like his coworkers. They didn't like him. So he just downloaded the crown jewels of the Directorate of Science and Technology and sent it all to WikiLeaks in 2017. He revealed that the CIA has developed technologies to, for example, remotely take over your car by hacking into the chip. Why would the CIA want to take over your car? to make you drive off a bridge, maybe. They developed technology to reverse your smart TV to make the speaker into a microphone with the TV still appearing to be off, so you don't know that it's broadcasting everything that's being said in your house to CIA headquarters. They were able to hack into other countries' most sensitive technological systems and to leave little scraps of code, but the scraps of code are written in Russian. So people say, oh, the fucking Russians hacked into us. Actually,
That allegedly wireless technology activated by the ether, which is way up in the sky, actually is real. It's all alleged now. Check this one out right here, man. And you tell me how these columns, they're going to say, oh, it's for earthquakes and stuff. You just see if it was like, out of the level or whatever. Come on, man. Come on, dude. You know how hard that probably was to do? Here's another one. Look right there. You see that? It comes up and it goes out. What's up with that, man? Look closely. These buildings, man, look at that thing spinning, dude. They say these buildings were allegedly able to fly. I don't know if it's true or not, but all these rotating columns and whatnot, man, it sure does make you wonder. I mean, the architecture alone is just insane, isn't it? Did anybody translate what Homeboy was saying on this one right here? Because, man, it's actually pretty cool. And this video's been around for a long time, so no, it's not AI or anything.
Y'all ever wonder what happened to B.O.B., the rapper who was known in the mid-2000s? He was really big around that time, and out of nowhere, he went on a big hiatus, and he came out exposing the industry. He spoke on the flat earth theory and many other theories, and people began to even call him crazy.
The English language is full of curses and spells, hence why we learn how to write in cursive and how to spell in grade school. Each week, we wake in the morning to go to our jobs, on the weekdays to earn a living. Awake is a funeral for the dead. Mourning is what you do when you lose a loved one. You have to be in a weekdays to earn a living, since earn are ashes for the dead. Job is Hebrew for persecution. At the end of this, we get the weak end of the deal, and we're weakened.
Now, I don't watch his Insta stories, so I don't know if he still speaks on it or not, but his Instagram looks a little interesting to me these days. Now, we have Chris Brown, who just posted something really interesting on his Insta story, talking about the government and this whole UFO disclosure situation.
He keep us occupied with so much. It's almost like we're a race of people with amnesia. Ever so often, you'll hear about somebody who has this supernatural ability. They'll do a brain scan, and they're able to use an extra 0.5 or percentage of their brain. Imagine where your senses would be if you didn't have to worry about making money, about paying bills, if you didn't have to grind so hard. Where would your senses be? Human freedom is a direct enemy to the control structure. Throughout history, we've heard stories about certain tribes of people who just completely disappeared. There's a group called the Anasazi. The Anasazi is a whole tribe, a whole group of people who disappeared. No one knows where they went. There was food still left on the tables. It's almost as if everyone disappeared at one time. I believe this group was able to transcend and reach a certain level of consciousness and travel to a different dimension. We just seen at congressional hearings in America from UFO whistleblowers, Rep. Luna doesn't call them aliens. She says extra dimensionals. Retired FBI agent John D'Souza, who ran the FBI's X-Files program, he has a book called The Extra Dimensionals. It's of my belief that these aliens and demons are pretty much non-human time travelers who can go in and out of dimensions, and some of them feed on the fear and anxiety and despair of the human condition.